16 and a half and almost 6 rebounds a game, 16 or more in 6 consecutive games. And for a team that's got Black and Council and Jordan Walsh, Devo Davis has become the guy offensively.
No, this is his team, and this is the guy that, to me, he's the best defensive guard in the SEC, one of the better defensive guards in the country. It is a compliment if Devo Davis is guarding you. It's almost like a badge of honor because he always takes the best guard on the opposing team or the guy that's hurting us the most. And Arkansas will change him coming out of timeouts and assign him to different guys, but make no mistake, number 4 in white can absolutely disrupt the game defensively as well as anybody in college ball.
So Boots Radford will go to the free throw line. Boots was a nickname given to him by Buzz as a freshman, as tough as boot leather. That's where Boots came from. His first name is Tyrese. He's taken 100 free throws, Jimmy. The next guy, Taylor, 89, and no one else has taken more than 59.
Bradford is drawing almost 6 fouls per game. That's how many times he gets fouled per game, which is top 100 in the country.
Yeah.
That's a really good number for a hard driving guard.
Jalen Graham, number 11, into the game for Arkansas. He has the ball now. He's double teamed on the baseline and on the ground. And they call them Andy plays. They're used to seeing a guy make Andy plays, and those are all hustle plays.
Now he's averaging almost 11 rebounds per every 40 minutes that he plays. That's how much his heart is for the ball. This kid Radford, man, he is dynamite in the pull-up game. We talked about his ability on the offensive glass. He's also a lockdown defender. The pace of the game right now obviously favors A&M on Arkansas's home floor. They have the tempo under control.
Andre Gordon out there, and he's part of a double team. That left Mitchell open underneath, and he had a layup and instead threw a pass which drew the offense away from the basket.
Overpassed the ball.
Davis, long range. Look out.
But you overpass the ball, give up the layup, and you find Davis spot up on the backside. Man, has his 3-ball grown in the last 4 or 5 games, percentage-wise.
Council reached in, and Radford hits the rim twice. Good rebound by Council to rip it away. His knee was swollen the size of a bowling ball a couple of days ago after that Baylor game, and they did a lot of work on it. So did he, right on a bike. Good pass down low. Mitchell puts it in. Davis with the assist.
A&M got mismatched right off the bat with Radford battling the Mitchell down low. And Arkansas recognized it on the second pass. Bam, ball right to the block.
That wasn't a good pass from Garcia there. He went underhand, tried to sneak it in through 4 Arkansas hands. They're up by 5. Tough catch in traffic by Mitchell. Not a great pass by Council, but a foul against A&M.
Arkansas has moved the ball pretty well against A&M, which is such an aggressive defensive team. When you attack them, the team in black attacks you back. Right here, Mitchell looked like he had an automatic 2 and tried to hit Graham on a cut, but then again, you attract the defense and find the backside of play, and Devo Davis with a long, deep 3. Nice release and rotation and result.
Last foul was on Garcia, his first. Release rotation result. Is that a play on what my buddy Craig Kilborn used to go with the release rotation splash?
I may have gotten it from Craig Kilborn. He and I did one game together probably 20 years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, I still remember it today.
He was big into the release rotation splash, and you've turned it into a result with a run on the R's, which I like. I get the alliteration. Inside layup, no good. Tip back up twice, 3 times, no good. And finally the ball is put back up and in. Terrific work on the offensive glass. Finally Henry Coleman put it in.
A&M is the second best offensive rebounding team in the SEC, right behind Kentucky. Arkansas, 4 or 5 times a game, they will jump that basketball at the timeline and double it up, and you have to make a play out of it like Marble did.
Council, good shot fake, and then loose hands. Garcia off his foot, kept it alive. Traylor Gordon. Really good defense that time by Arkansas. All sorts of shakes and shimmies from A&M offensively, and it didn't bite on any of them. Gordon was on the ground, and the second attempt by Coleman blocked out of bounds. Boy, relentless offensive work on the glass by Texas A&M, keeping them in it. But it's 17-12 in favor of the Hogs as we are underway. 11:21 to go from Bud Walton Arena. And we'll be back right after this.
Baby, get it. This game was one of the games of the year earlier in the season. Looking for the encore tonight.
We'll stay with Carl and Jimmy.
Jordan, very, very much. Dallin as well. Back here, Jimmy Dykes, Marty Smith, Carl Ravitch. Good start shooting-wise. Arkansas 7 of 11, shooting 64% from the floor. Their issue has been keeping A&M off the boards. They've done a terrific job offensively and defensively, and a good play design out of the break. With the missed layup, and here comes Council, who's ripped. Good job defensively. Ball out of bounds off Andre Gordon.
Buzz Williams is proud of his team right now. He said they're not playing badly, but they have to give a little bit more, just a little bit more. And he said the word turkey 3 times. And what a turkey is 3 defensive stops in a row.
Yeah.
I did my due diligence and I asked the question, and we have breaking news. Boss Hog just gave me a coffee mug as a gift.
That's so sweet.
Marty's we've had 8 million fans come through Bud Walton Arena since it opened 30 years ago. And Marty's the first one out of 8 million that got into a tussle with Boss Hog. Yeah, first one.
They gave me a little bumper sticker. It's a Boss Hog bumper sticker, and I got a coffee mug. I mean, how kind. They even threw some confetti in the air to mimic the coffee that was everywhere last week.
Yeah, for people who are wondering why Boss Hog was giving Marty a coffee mug, we will show that to you in just a little bit. Devo Davis, they want him to go right, and he did there. Open 3, Council way too strong.
That's a good look, though. That three-point shot came off of a paint touch. The Aggies are so good, Ravi. Watch them. When you attack A&M, they attack you back with multiple bodies. And you got to keep that ball moving and play off at 2 feet like Arkansas has been doing.
Little jump hook shot, some frustration from Julius Marble. Missed the shot, then picked up the foul.
Marty talked about turkeys that Buzz Williams is talking with his guys. 3 stops in a row within a game, they call it turkey. And 5 or more times, or 5 or more turkeys in 10 straight games now for Buzz Williams and his guys.
5 or more in 10 straight games.
Yes, and that's very difficult to do. You get 3 stops in a row and you're locking people down. But this is a team built just like Arkansas.
Yeah.
They dig on that defensive end now, make life difficult for you.
And as a bowler, isn't there a turkey 3 strikes in a row?
I'm not sure what that's called.
Yeah, that's a turkey.
Okay, well, that's probably where it came from.
Thank you. Rack and pinion, we'll get to that too. Council on the baseline, now gets it back, and he's looking for an outlet, and he finds one in black with 7 on the shot clock. Mitchell will shoot kind of a set shot from about 18 feet away and didn't go down.
Arkansas's offense got really close to one another. You watch Arkansas on film the last 2 or 3 games, they'll have a handful of possessions where all 5 guys are inside that 3-point line. Hard to score on a crowded floor.
And we talked about how Arkansas has been shooting really well from the floor. A&M not the same, about 33%, 6 of 16 to start. A little floater is knocked down for Arkansas. That's Jalen Graham, had a breakout game against Alabama. In 19 minutes in that game, he went 8 of 10 and scored 16 points.
Yeah, his 40-minute production, 21 and 12. This guy comes in and makes things happen. Transfer from Arizona State.
Taylor,
wow,
tough floater.
Tough shot maker is Taylor. Kind of similar to Devo Davis for Arkansas, Anthony Black. You're a small guard, though, like Wade Taylor. You have to have that floater game in your back pocket in this league.
And one of the pregame routines for A&M, instead of a broom handle, they'll stick something up in front of the face of all the shooters, so they have to get that high arcing shot in the lane, and that was exactly what we just saw from Taylor. Foul on the floor here.
Wade Taylor is a do-it-all dynamo. You start chasing him from behind like Devo was, 4 guard and 4, and 4 in black wins this battle. Devo playing defense from behind the entire time. And he shoots that floater from the elbow, which is a low percentage shot, and makes it look clean. You know what else is a turkey?
Yeah?
3 birdies in a row at my country club.
Is that right?
At Springdale Country Club, 3 birdies in a row. turkey.
Okay. Free throw is good. Foul was on Garcia. It was his second. 9 o'clock Eastern Time, ESPN. Oscar Tshiebwe and company, they're on the road in Oxford to take on Ole Miss. They've been without their leading scorer, Matthew Morrell, after leaving the Arkansas game back on January 20 with a knee injury. And after that tough tussle with Kansas, an opportunity for Kentucky to get right at 9 o'clock on the road at Ole Miss. And they should, right?
They should, yes. Ole Miss has really struggled this year, especially scoring. And Kentucky has kind of found themselves. Couldn't finish the deal against Kansas on Saturday night, but man, what a difference that club is from a month ago to now, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Tough shot by Henry Coleman, 2016. Jordan Walsh, who's had a lot of foul trouble recently into the game. He has the ball in his hands before that whistle was blown.
Maybe the last basket for the Aggies sums up who they are. All 5 guys are face-up and drive-you threats. And even a kid like Henry Coleman, 6'8", 230, he's got power, but he's got the able to make tough layups around the rim. They're the high finishing at the rim team are the Aggies.
Last A&M foul on Wade Taylor. So the foul starting to pile up for A&M. They got 6. Boy, nobody got in front of, and after a long time, Jalen Graham decided, I know, I'm just going to go shoot it.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's good in a crowd is what Graham is. He doesn't get rattled, doesn't lose his poise or his patience. Really well done by the great number 11 jersey from Arkansas.
3 years at Arizona State, wild shot there, good defense, had 3 hands on it. And how about the effort underneath? Another offensive rebound. Yep. Marble throws it up and in. Coleman and Marble back to back.
You're talking about the effort of the Aggies
yes.
on the glass. That's exactly right now how they're hanging in this game. Just the body blow plays, the relentless pursuit of the ball by Texas A&M is impressive.
6 offensive rebounds already. Soft touch. Council gets it to go, and he's off to a good start. He's got 9.
Yeah, Council just kind of punishes the chest of Hayden Hefner. Doesn't have the strength to hold up in a body blow play.
Well, Marble having his way down low. Is it me or is it you two? Do you hear Marty every now and then chiming in?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, it's some nice comments. I don't know if anybody else can hear it.
Council nearly stepped back court, but he didn't. And he had the escape valve in Mitchell. They'll leave Council open again. The high arcing 3, no good. Offensive rebound this time to Arkansas. Mitchell misses. Tip back up and in by Walsh.
And baskets are hard to come by. There's so many tough twos and traffic plays in this ball game right now. Neither team giving in and settling for anything finesse, and I love it.
Ball fakes are getting guys off their feet tonight, Jimmy.
And there's no reason to take ball fakes in this game, Ravi. Neither team, again, is a tremendous three-point shooting team. Keep your defensive discipline, keep your feet down, and guard that drive.
Yeah, tough drive. Walsh can't get that to go.
And no threat to run, though, is Texas A&M. Walking the ball up again, keeping this thing. Think about this. No team has gone over 30 points against A&M in the first half yet in SEC play.
Bradford, no, and he was drifting on that. And they're going to get a foul on the floor against Marble, who dragged down Black with him.
Arkansas's got to fight back on the glass because A&M is doing damage on their end. Walsh is a very active kid. Probably pursues the ball above the rim better than anybody else that Muss puts on the floor.
Hog is a very excitable, very inflatable Woo Pig Suey. He got a little too excited. My backpack straps are covered and saturated with coffee. I'm gonna have to go get a new iPhone, and the bill's going to you, buddy.
Boss Hog doesn't know what he's dealing with.
I love you, Boss Hog. Sort of. I am overjoyed to report, ladies and gentlemen of this fine country of the United States of America, that I have made amends with Boss Hog. Boss came over, and Boss's little buddy Pork Chop, who's right over there, hi Pork Chop, they came over and bestowed gifts upon me. They threw confetti in the air to stand in for the coffee that went flying everywhere last week, as you see here. and I gave Boss Hogg a very big hug. And this mug that they gave me is wonderful. I don't know a whole lot, but I bet old Sam Pittman's watching this Hogs ball game right now. Coach, I think this would hold one of them old cold beers just fine. I'm coming to your house after the game, buddy. And I got a new decal for my Dodge Ram, too.
Marty, there's a lot of things you can get away with in this state. You can't get into a tussle with a hog, I'm just telling you.
No, sir, that's bad business plan right there.
Well, we're shooting 2 free throws because a common foul was initially called on Julius Marble. The officials looked at it during the timeout, and they came away with a hook and hold on Anthony Black. So it's an F1, 2 free throws for Marble, and A&M will get the ball after the free throws.
And Marble did pick up a foul. Marty, behind you, the guys in the striped shirt, they had tears in their eyes watching you hug it out with Boss Hogg.
Emotional time.
I feel like oftentimes in this life,
that was the hook and hold, Marty, that you saw Council end up on the floor with Marble.
And Ravi, you can go, the officials are absolutely spot on. Make the common foul call, but when you go to the monitor and you see it different, it's a hook and hold. The common foul comes off of Marble, and the hook and hold on Anthony Black.
So no foul on Marble. Right? No foul on Marble.
No foul on Marble, no.
The hook and hold is, when you watch it in replay, it's always hard because it feels like both of the guys are doing the same thing.
It's normally who clamped down first.
Right.
Or Council with another tough 2.
Yeah, easy follow-up.
Good
Great
hook. Wow.
pass. A little slip pass underneath to Mitchell, and Mackay now he's got 4 in a game.
And appreciate the hands of Mitchell to be ready for a fastball that was fired from about 8 feet away. The hold. And the officials looked at it several times during the timeout. And Marble and Black are going to get tangled up right here. And you see that Anthony Black with that left arm hooks and holds. Both big bodies go to the ground, and that is the right call.
That was grabbing for a life preserver on your way into the pool there. He absolutely clamped down on that arm. Taylor, tough drive, that's denied. And Radford misses as well inside. Points in the paint, hard to come by right now. Devo Davis one-on-one, pulls up, hands to Walsh. He gets the bucket and will go to the line.
What an aggressive, fast push by Devo Davis and his buddy Walsh, because Wade Taylor did a fantastic job of sprinting and then spinning around and getting Devo Davis locked up. But Walsh, it's all started by Arkansas's defense to protect the rim right there. Wade Taylor does a good job, but where's his help? The help is late rotating back, and all black jerseys have to run that restricted arc, not just one, and Walsh makes him pay because of it.
Foul is against Radford. Buzz Williams wants to talk about some of the things he has seen. His team is down 10 with 5 minutes to go in the first half on a Super Tuesday in Arkansas. Presented by Progressive Insurance. It's easy to bundle your home and car insurance at progressive.com. And in part by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ravi, I think last night was the first time since Buzz Williams has been at Texas A&M that they did not have a team meal together and write thank you notes. That's something that Buzz has done from day one. When they go on the road, the team meal the night before, they all sit down with pen, paper, and envelopes, and they write someone a thank you note just to keep that word gratitude and gratefulness alive in their program. And I love that. One of the things that Buzz does with his guys.
Pretty behind the back pass, set up a wide open 3. Good job by Taylor and Radford. Every road trip?
Every road trip. Every road trip. That's just part of it. And Buzz has, I don't know, 30, 40 words per year that they want to stand for their program. One of them is grace this year as well. Wow.
Davis made a terrific pass to Coleman, who took it all the way the other way for a layup.
No one for Arkansas was dog determined to stop the ball, because they had opportunities to do it, and Marble just continued to push.
Coleman is such a big body. He and Marble are rocks out there. Coleman sent 6'8", 245. Council doing a lot of dribbling on a one-on-one move. kicks it to Walsh. He drives and he misses, but there is a foul on Marble.
That combination of Wade Taylor and Boots Radford is a handful. Just the feel that Taylor has. He doesn't have to see Radford, just the feel to know where he is at the top of the key. The confidence to bounce that thing behind his back. Here's what I'm talking about. Who wants a piece of the ball? Who wants to stop it, put their body on the line? Marble says no one. I'll take the 2.
Of Carolina and Duke. More concern for Duke, more concern for Carolina. We discussed that too. Arkansas getting it done here in the first half.
Yeah, despite the loss against Baylor, that was a good performance, minus the turnovers. In this game, they've got 5 of them. They've got to take care of the ball, which they've done a decent job of. Ricky Council's still playing really well, but these last few minutes are huge. They had it to 10. Looked like they could have blown it open at home. A&M, big run. These last 4 are big.
A&M really needs this one, don't they, Carl and Jimmy?
In a lot of ways, they both kind of need it, but yes, I mean, A&M, at least Joe Lunardi, has them as the first team on the first 4 out. If they win, they would get in. They could bump Kentucky out. I mean, the SEC's got a bunch of teams currently on the bubble. It's got Kentucky as an 11 seed. They're in Ole Miss tonight. But yeah, I think it's important for both teams. I know you said that off the top. Is there a team that you think needs it more? Maybe A&M, given the schedule that they have upcoming?
No, I think both these teams are desperate for this win. I mean, at one point, Arkansas was about a 4 seed in Joe Lunardi's bracket. And now they're creeping closer and closer to the last 4 in, which is not the direction you want to be heading.
In Arkansas's huddle, Eric Musselman looked at his guys and said, defensive rebounding. He took the whiteboard, or I guess blackboard as it were, took the marker and wrote 8 offensive rebounds in huge black letters on that board and held it up to his guys. They have 8 offensive boards. We have to do a better job clearing it on the defensive end.
Yeah, Marty, there's still A&M still tracking 1 offensive rebound per 2 minutes played. That's a crazy high number that Arkansas is allowing the Aggies on the glass.
How about that shot by Taylor in traffic? It went, and he'll go to the free throw line. Aggressive take from Wade Taylor, the sophomore out of Dallas, Texas.
You could argue that Wade Taylor and Boots Radford are going to be in that SEC Player of the Year chase, the way these two guys are going. The Aggies embrace the hard parts of the game, or the hard parts of the game. Talking, sprinting on defense, staying in a stance, and driving the ball through force, through contact, and getting an and-one opportunity. And they are the 3rd best team in the country getting to that free throw strike.
Taylor does everything for him. He scores. He shoots the most threes. He's got 40 threes. He leads the team with 84 assists. He's going to get a little break here with 3:37 to go in the first.
This is a tempo press by A&M. Just continue to control the speed of the game, shorten the clock, and now they go with the 3-2 zone. They will have a hot fire call. This is actually man-to-man. Arkansas's got to cut and start moving. They're just passing people off.
Davis thought about a real long one, then he kicks into the corner. There's 4 on the shot clock. Trapped on the baseline and losing it out of bounds, but it will stick with Arkansas. 1 second on the shot clock.
To your point, that's where the A&M Aggies come with the trap from the baseline. There's Council with that tough physical too. Man, he's got the crossover for a 6'6" guy. Very difficult to stay in front of, hard to guard. The spin on the 3-point shot is awkward. That's why he's below a 30% 3-point shooter on the year.
1 second, and I don't think Mitchell remembered that there was a second, or it wasn't communicated to him. And you look at the bench, and Musselman's got his arms crossed as if to say, it's 1, it's up there, everybody knew it.
A&M always, for the most part, I say always, they trap on the baseline side. They're a small team. They trap the life out of any low block touch. Arkansas has to be aware of it. You know it's coming, hit it, bam, get it out, get it reversed, good things will happen.
Andre Gordon's a 3-point specialist for them.
Get under that. And ball screen defense these days drives me nuts. Why guys continue to fight over the top of ball screens on guys that are not 3-point shooters.
Council just dribbled right into a foul, and it's going to be called against Garcia.
We saw it with Alabama Saturday. Time and time again against Grant Sherfield, Alabama was fighting over the top of a ball screen, Ravi, that was being set 25, 26 feet from the rim and got burned on it every single time. I think you got to make college guards make plays, get under that thing and stay in front of the ball and take away the roll guy at the same time.
That game, it looked like nobody could defend Sherfield.
No, they couldn't. Good observation.
Over, under, through. You weren't stopping him.
No.
Garcia comes out of the game. That was the third foul on Anderson Garcia.
What a job that Muss has done with this program, Ravi. 87 wins since he's been hired. That's the most wins in SEC play since he's been the head hog. Had immediate success in the postseason. He's just a guy that is wired for this game.
You know, and they're having this success, Jimmy, obviously without Trayvon Brazil. He's done for the year. But Nick Smith is on campus. He's at the game. He's with the team. He doesn't practice with him. He's not going to shoot-arounds. But I've seen comments where Fran Fraschilla said, hey, bad news, SEC, an Arkansas fan. I don't think he's coming back. You got a little different story there?
I just tell you, the last 2 Tuesdays I've been in here, last week and this week, he said the same thing. He said, I will prove him wrong. He said, I'm on my way back. I'm probably 90%. I'm getting close. And it could be a little bit of a distraction right now for Arkansas's team. I get it. You got a teammate that's not around all the time, not involved in all the practices. But he continues to stand firm in his talk with me that he is coming back this year. Now, does he come back, and how quickly does he fit in? The rhythm that Arkansas is playing with right now doesn't get disrupted. I don't know. I just know he's a supreme talent that continues to tell me every time I talk to him, I will prove him wrong. I will be back.
Well, that would be very encouraging, and if he's able to get to 80 to 100%, Jimmy, and he performs to his ability, they'll forgive and forget real quick.
Well, he tweeted earlier this week, maybe it's even today, that why would I come back and start going to class at Arkansas if my intention wasn't to play this year? So it's a developing story, one we'll keep our eyes on. Man, the next 10 days, he could be back on this floor for Arkansas.
And remember how they were when they were completely healthy with Brazil, who was going to be a key factor, and Brazil came out like a house of fire.
They were Final Four good is what they were. Arkansas was.
That's going to be a walk and a disjointed offensive trip down there. The guy get caught up in the air, and then you saw the travel on Jalen Graham. Thursday night, West Coast primetime. Pac-12 matchup on ESPN and the app. Will Richardson and the Ducks. They're starting to play a little better. 1-2 straight, 4-5. They get Azuolas Tubelis and the 5th-ranked Wildcats. He does everything. He's a double-double. He had 25 and 10 in their win against Washington, and the average is 20 and 9.5.
Yeah, Shaq Edey from Purdue is going to be the National Player of the Year, but Azuolas Tubelis should get a lot of votes, finishing somewhere in that top 5. He's a phenomenal talent, having a great year.
Another offensive rebound leads to a 3. That's no good, and boy, they all crash. Buzz Williams got this team crashing the board. Doesn't matter how tall they are. They are all going to the window, but that time a foul.
They're rebounding at a crazy high rate are the Aggies. They have missed 23 shots in this game. My math is correct. And they have 10 offensive rebounds. So we're in the mid-40s on the offensive rebound rate.
That's good math.
Well, that's a big number to overcome in this game.
Dexter Dennis picked up the foul, so Black will go to the free throw line, where he is 1 of 2. Not a great free throw shooting team, but he gets that to go. Did you say Shaq Edey?
Yes, that's who he is.
I love what you did there. I didn't know that you had done that on purpose. If it was a slip,
no, that's exactly who. There is no game plan.
That's beautiful
to stop the kid from Purdue. 7'4", 300 pounds, whatever he is. You single coverage, it's over. You double coverage. He picks you apart as a passer. He's got shooters on the outside. I don't think they're clearly the best team in the country, like some team have said, like some folks believe. Well, but they're certainly right there in that top 10 or 12 that's going to be in that race to win it all.
Wasn't there a lot of folks thinking Alabama's clearly the #1 team in the country?
We all thought that until Saturday, and you and I witnessed that beatdown in Norman. How will they bounce back? That's a young team that has hit the wall of adversity, and anxious to see how they respond now this week in SEC play.
Under 2 to go here in Arkansas. They maintain a 7-point lead over Texas A&M. Taylor gets a screen from Coleman, goes with a right hand. He'll go to the free throw line as Council picks up the foul.
Ravi, there's something to be said about backing your defense up and being set at that three-point line as opposed to pressuring a guard like Taylor, 30, 35 feet out, and now the game is in his hands. He's got momentum coming downhill at you. And this team's ability to get the free throw line is continuing to pile up in this game.
This will be their 10th free throw. Arkansas has attempted 11 free throws.
talking about with Taylor. You're out there chasing that ball at that 30-foot mark, and a ball screen is being set on you defensively, and you're going over the top of it. That's advantage Taylor.
Sure.
Like, get underneath that thing and keep your hips squared. Square them up, as coaches talk about. Easier said than done, but you got to give yourself a fighting chance when you're picking up a kid that high on the floor.
Coming into tonight, team had attempted 526 free throws. What do they do? Do they seek contact? How come they go to the free throw line so often?
Because they drive and seek contact, and they don't turn it over on their drives, Ravi. They're so tight with their ball security. With all that being said, Arkansas has scored more points in the first half against the Aggies than any team has so far in SEC play.
Davis goes cross court. Council. Walsh, tough pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hogs. Council leads the way, 11 points. Walsh has 7 off the bench, and for the first time in a while, Arkansas's bench is outscoring the opponent. Early in the season, it was the disparity in favor of Arkansas. The injuries then allowed the other teams that came to play them, or they went to play, to score decidedly in favor of their bench points. Tonight, little different story as Davis is left open for a 3, and that was right on the money.
That's really big. Texas A&M got tricked up with a switch, and both guys went with one and left Davis wide open.
8-point
by
lead,
the Aggies, and Devo makes them pay.
Last minute big here. Coleman had it stripped by Walsh. It's a 4-on-2. And Walsh threw it away.
Who was he throwing it to?
He was assuming that Black was going to cut to the basket.
Right, watch the mistake right here. You're going to see 2 black jerseys go with Mitchell 22, and Devo Davis just reads it and pops. Spring music by 4 in white.
Arkansas with that last turnover, 8 turnovers in the game. Coleman turns around, sees a lane. That's short. Rebound offensively. That's denied that time by Mitchell. Another offensive rebound. Put back up and in. Tremendous effort, Dexter Dennis.
That is the major problem and the major reason why Texas A&M is staying in this game. They're not shooting a high percentage, but the number of shots they've taken, I think they've taken 12 more shots now than Arkansas in the first 20 minutes, just refusing to give in when the ball's on the glass. I love my conversation I had with Rick Majerus a few years ago. I said, man, good win on the road, coach. He said, no, you don't win games on the road. You win games in the lane, on the glass, and at the free throw line. That's the formula that you have to follow.
Yeah, they've in fact taken 14 more shots, to your point, and they have 12 offensive rebounds.
I knew there's a 12 somewhere in that theory. Well, Texas A&M trapped this last possession. Just play it straight.
Council with 5 on the shot clock. Mitchell. Walsh will launch. Too strong. Tip back up and in by Black. Still 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds. 2, and Coleman will launch from half court. And off the back of the backboard, and then the iron.
How about the versatility of Anthony Black for a 6'7" point guard to go get involved in the fight on the offensive glass?
Marty?
Coach, offensive rebounding has kept you guys in this game. Indomitable will on that end. What did you like from your guys? What do you want to see them do better?
We've got to keep them off the offensive glass. Putting too much pressure on the rim with their cutters off penetration. And then when they shoot, they're shooting wood twos for the most part, but we're not finishing the possession with a rebound. 3 stops in a row is a turkey. We're averaging 7 in SEC play. We got 0 because we're not finishing with a rebound.
Appreciate your
Good
time,
to see you.
Guys.
Hellman's, make it delicious with
Early first half, Mississippi State by 1 in the open floor. Shaquille Moore had himself a game.
Yeah, he's been really good in a game where they were heavy favorites on the road, and they're on the outside looking into the NCAA tournament. They're a good defensive team, but they need this win, and they've played pretty well, dominated in the interior. You see, that's not through Tolu Smith. They're getting their 2 feet in the paint from guards all the time. They've got 30-plus points from the paint. To South Carolina's 10 right now, and Moore's having a day.
Moore, 14 points at this point in the game, pacing this group, getting into the second half. DJ Jeffries, early offense.
Yeah, but that's what this game's been like right now. They're wide open, but offensively they are a little limited. That's why this game is still within striking distance, and some would say interesting based on the number.
You've got to communicate in the open floor. Like I said, that's Style on Cuff. I'm Jordan Cornette, visual proof. Welcome into Halftime Report. Look, this is a Kentucky team that everybody's talking about right now. A Kentucky group that's won 4 of their last 5 games. Couldn't get it done at home at Rupp Arena versus a Kansas team. Take on Ole Miss tonight. A lot of eyes all of a sudden on Coach Cal's group. Is this a Kentucky team that you feel like maybe wins tonight, goes on a little bit of a run as we enter February?
Well, the eyes are always on them. It's the performances have been better. And even in that Kansas game, they weren't bad. Kansas played really, really well. The difference with this team is they have to have the ball in Casey Wallace's hands. We've learned that once Sahvir Wheeler got hurt, it was addition by subtraction to have Wallace, the only future pro on that team, running things for them. And when he has the ball in his hands, he can key it for himself. He can knock down shots. And that's something that Kentucky needs to do is knock down shots. He's able to make plays for himself and his teammates. Other 2 guys I think are critical are TJ Frederick, who in that Kansas game really struggled, 1 of 8. That's part of the problem with 2 points. Antonio Reeves, though, had a good day in that game. 10 points, 3 assists. He needs to be a little bit more efficient. He was 0 for 3 as that guy falls, and that was a great celebration there. That backcourt has to continue to gel and play better and be able to defend as well. Tshiebwe is still the most important part. How Jacob Top isn't used is still the most important part. For this team, though, to hit their full peak, they need really good guard play, and they need easy shots created and opportunities created, and Wallace is the key guy.
Quick point on Oscar. I feel like they got away from him down the stretch versus Kansas, and I think ultimately that was their undoing. Much like Armando Bacot for Carolina, established that big almost every time down. He's absolutely dominant. If Jimmy wants to call Edie Shaq, fine. Oscar Tshiebwe not far away. You mentioned the guard play from Kentucky. Antonio Reeves is definitely one of those pieces, most especially the last 7 games. The tweak of the lineup with Wallace, but revving up is what Antonio Reeves has absolutely been doing. Speaking of Kansas, you can find them on ESPN Plus tonight, taking on Kansas State. Mark Neely, Jay Billis on the call. You better get the subscription, right? Only way you're going to see this game, and you want to watch Kansas.
This first game between these 2 teams, the Octagon of Doom at K-State was an all-timer. Jalen Wilson goes for 38. They lose in overtime still. This should be an outstanding game between 2 legit top 10 teams.
Kansas seems poised to defend that national championship. Let's head to the ACC. And if you're talking about a Virginia Tech team, understand they are hungry and they need wins if they want to be dancing in March. But you're going into Coral Gables and you're facing Isaiah Wong.
They started strong, though, too, the Hokies did, JC. They were up 16-8, looking good. Remember, last year they were 2-7, folks, and went on a run all the way to winning the ACC tournament and also having a great finish to the season. They're trying to replicate the same thing here. North Shadow Mir finishes it off. There's very little defense being played this game.
Well, that's what you expected.
Both teams shooting above 60%. Miami does have guards that get in you and can affect things. Virginia Tech has been better defensively in the last couple games, but in this one, there's been shot making and, yes, a lack of defense being played.
Two of the best offenses in the ACC, 2 bad defenses. Isaiah Wong leading the way with 16 in that one. We'll keep you posted. Staying in the ACC, this is a Clemson team that is the best in the ACC, a struggling Boston College group, and Boston College fighting in this one. Best
in the ACC by record. I think Virginia and Charlottesville have something to say right now. I think that is the most consistent team. And right now, Clemson just turned the ball over. 11 turnovers. Remember playing without Brevin Galloway, one of their lead guards, who's out with a, let's say, injury.
259th edition, Carolina and Duke. Neither team ranked for only the 6th time in the history of the matchup. Who are we more concerned about? That's coming at you next. Everybody excited for Saturday night. One of the best rivalries in all of sport. I get it. But chill, bro, because Duke has business in front of them right now against a Wake Forest team that needs this one to think about March. But Kyle Filipowski's been one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, one of the best freshmen for sure. And yes, one of the best players in the country. Tyree Appleby's been one of the best in the ACC. Hit a big shot there. You see a turnover here. Duke, though, in this game, what has been good for them is making shots. Over 50% from the floor, and Jeremy Roach has been an absolute stud. 17 points right now, and that's what they need from this man right here, is to lead them on both ends, make offense easier for others, make shots, and vocally push this team forward because they are still very young.
Great offensive output for Duke in this one. It's been Tyree Appleby versus Jeremy Roach. Roach besting him, and that's why Duke with a 7-point cushion at the break. Okay, now let's look ahead to Saturday. UNC Duke, we're not playing in the game, so we can look ahead. This rivalry is one of the best in all of sport. Both teams unranked. Still a ton of juice. Which team are you more concerned about? The fact that they're unranked and maybe not at their best right now? Is it the Tar Heels or is it the Blue Devils?
UNC's won 11-13. They got the same nucleus that went to the national championship last year. If Caleb Love becomes fully efficient, because now they know to go through Bacot, they've learned that through the course of the year, that team could still make a run to Houston in the Final Four. Duke is a concern. Very simply, you got to make shots to be good, and they just really struggle to make shots. Now, they have the top offensive rebounding percentage in the country right now, just shy of 39%, but you can't always rely on that. Offense has been a struggle for these guys. And it's partially because they've never been fully healthy. Dariq Whitehead out again with an injury. Derek Lively was out a period of time. Jeremy Roach out a period of time. They don't have rhythm on the offensive end. They do need all those guys to get healthy to find some rhythm and find some flow. So that's a long way to go.
Yeah, a long way to go. Feels like a long way to Saturday. Game day crew setting the table, 11 a.m. on site there at Cameron Indoor. Saturday, as the kids say, we'll be lit.
Welcome back to Super Tuesday, presented by Progressive. Our score: Arkansas 42, Texas A&M 34. Bench points have been a big deal. Arkansas's got a dozen of them, and A&M doesn't have any of those. You brought up an excellent point, wondering what impact, if any, all those travel challenges had on A&M, leaving yesterday and arriving early this morning on a bus when they thought they'd be getting here on a plane.
Yeah, it completely disrupts your rhythm. I do know that. And for Arkansas to score 42 points, that's not typical of A&M's defense. The first team this year to go over 30 for the Aggies in SEC play. What's been the difference right now? The Aggies on the glass has kept them in this thing, Ravi. They've 12 offensive rebounds. Guarding the ball is also tied to guarding the glass. Arkansas has to, first of all, tighten up guarding the ball, stay out of rotations. That's going to help you clean up those misses for the Aggies. But make no mistake, that team is black is pursuing that ball man on those misses awfully hard. They play with a huge Valentine when the ball's above the rim.
Council's got 11. Coleman has 5 of those offensive rebounds for A&M. Radford's got 3 of them. And the offensive rebounds and the bench points, the 2 key mile markers. Big would love to get a resume-building win on the road with a brutal schedule still remaining in SEC. Hard double team to start this thing off, and finally Council goes behind the back. Mitchell denied once at the rim, and he sticks with it and throws it back up and puts it in.
What a job, though, by Anthony Black to continue to fight his way out of his double team that was trapping the life out of him to keep that ball alive for the Hawks.
Lead to 10 for Arkansas. Marble lost it, regained it. Good hands for a big guy. 5 on the shot clock for Taylor. Dribbles through 2, finds Marble. Blocked by Mitchell. What a block. And a good take that's put up and in by Council. And it's a 12-point lead. How long will Buzz Williams let this thing grow?
Well, I think he trusts his older guards, and A&M doesn't turn the ball over, only 2 in the first half. And that's where you really get concerned as a coach on the road. Are we turning it over and getting that run game going? Arkansas goes big to start the second half, Ravi, with the 2 twins. That's all because of the glass battle that Muss has his eyes on.
Davis 3 ball, no good. Straight up defense, good. Radford denied.
Good job by Mitchell, right? As a big to get out and get in front of the ball defensively.
Brothers have played terrific to start this thing on defense. That's a lazy pass, and now 3-on-1. And an easy one for Coleman to put up and in.
Buzz Williams trapped the first possession by Arkansas to start the second half, and he comes back 2 possessions later. He always has that in his back hip, does Buzz Williams. He will trap that basketball and get it out of your handler.
9 turnovers in the game, Jimmy, for Arkansas. 2 for A&M. They do a terrific job of making sure they don't turn it over.
We'll talk about the
veteran guards,
first half. Yeah, we'll talk about the first half. Arkansas, a 20% turnover rate in SEC play. That's way too high.
4 on the shot clock. Council, wild one, and a Dizdra iron, but not a good possession. Council had it about 20 seconds in his hands. They're going to get a foul out top on Makai Mitchell.
To start the half, Anthony Black is getting the air trapped out of his space, but he fights, doesn't give up, moves the ball around, doesn't allow it to get picked off. And a good find by Council to Mitchell to stay on the glass. And then 2 possessions later, there it comes. Devo Davis is lazy with a back dribble. It's a lazy high school Harry pass. And the fighting Texas Aggies chew it up.
Wait, high school Harry pass?
Were you ever in PE class and you're having to play pickup basketball?
Yeah.
And you had to have a guy named Harry on your team just because he's in the class? They throw passes like that. Like, what are you doing?
Wow. The anti-Harry folks are coming out of the woodwork. Cheekers. Just destroyed.
I'm just saying.
Anybody named Harry.
In a PE class, it's not a class full of athletes, but everybody's got to play, and every once in a while you get stuck with a guy that just makes passes like this. It's not good.
And they're all named Harry?
Most of my guys at Fayetteville High School that I did not want on my team, their first name was Harry.
Apologies to anybody, any Harry out there. My goodness. I didn't realize that there was a name associated with poor performance in high school PE class. What's the best Harry professional athlete you know?
Harry Connick Jr.?
What sport?
Athlete. Oh. Harry Carey?
I don't know about this high school Harry situation.
Thank you, Marty.
Jimmy right now.
There's not.
I think that Jimmy got stuffed in a locker by a guy named Harry. And I think that he has tremendous built-up angst about this, and we're in a therapy session right
Know
now.
exactly what we're doing. Intervention on the whole Harry Houdini thing.
Who is the best pro athlete named Harry?
Harry Kane, the soccer guy.
Harry Higgs.
There's that crossover by Council. He just doesn't. He does not shoot a true spin on the ball like a real shot threat should.
Another block by Mitchell, but with the body perhaps. Musselman's wondering what Don Daly saw.
Ready? Watch the spin on Council's shot. It's really magnified when he shoots a three. But sometimes that ball spins almost with a little sideways spin to it. The left hand, to me, is too involved in the shot, correct?
Yeah, well, sure looks that way. I mean, the left hand actually pronates sort of outward.
Yeah.
It's a unique shot.
How about Harry Carson?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry Kane's an unbelievable soccer player. The World Cup, you saw that, right?
I was all over it. Kept asking you, is the tournament over yet? They played for 4 months. Another offensive rebound for the team in black. That's how you stay in the game on the road when you're not playing your best.
Coleman's doing an unbelievable job. Double digits now in rebounds and points. He goes over the point mark with 11, and he's got 10 rebounds. More than half on the offensive glass.
The Aggies are matched up. It looks like a zone, but they're matched up man-to-man. And they may pass off and switch it out. You got to get movement, ball and people movement if you're Arkansas right now.
Walsh, that's way short on the baseline and ripped down by Marble. Good Taylor attack. He goes over Council. No good. Follow. No good, but a foul, and they may get Walsh. Another offensive rebound, and yes, on the arm they call Jordan Walsh with a foul.
Boots Radford is the best offensive rebounder in the country for 6'2" and smaller.
Without question. Over 5 rebounds a game for Boots Radford. Marty spinning it away as we remind everybody that ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by, wait on it, Burger King. Last sequence was the development of Devo Davis, the maturity. He would have shot that.
I think Buzz should get a timeout right now because this thing's up to an 11-point. I thought that's what he was going to do. Bring the ball over in front of him and call a timeout. Watch Devo Davis. It's about his will as much as anything. He's a skilled kid, but it's his will that gets you. Turns it over, doesn't get his dauber down. I think the very next possession, he sees a pretty good look at a three and gets it to drop. And then good job by Council to run that ball up. Davis, small kid, finishes in amongst the bigs.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Progressive Insurance. It is easy to bundle your home and car insurance at progressive.com. Boss Hogg and company having a good time here at Bud Walton Arena tonight, leading by 11 after that timeout. Not a timeout charge to Buzz Williams and A&M.
No, there was water on the floor that the officials finally saw and recognized that we had a player safety concern, so the officials stopped the clock. No charge timeout to either ball club. And now with 21 on the shot clock, the Fighting Aggies inbounds.
Radford up to 14 points. And a turnover. 3-on-1. Devo Davis. Good defense from behind. That may have gone off his right leg, but no, they're going to say it sticks with Arkansas. Marty?
Eric Musselman with 3 main points to his troops in the last huddle. Number one, take care of the basketball. We've been discussing it the entire broadcast. The Hogs have to take care of the ball. He said no threes for A&M. Make sure you're staying true on your man. And lastly, we rebound, we win, guys.
Now he's spot on in his analysis of what his team needs right now, but you can't keep turning the ball over. Those giveaway possessions right now. And A&M with 9 more shots from the floor in this game because of it.
Washington 13 in black into the game. Radford launches a 3. That's no good. Tough rebound in traffic, and we're going to get Arkansas with a basketball and a foul called. It appears as if it's going to be against Julius Marble.
Rabbi, you cannot let teams do what they do in practice. You have to disrupt. What are they looking for off of a ball screen? What are they looking off of in their actions? And I think both Texas A&M and Arkansas are really good at making you beat them with something other than what they really want to go to. The Aggies scramble the game up so hard they make you make plays as opposed to running plays. Arkansas has that same ability.
Marble goes to the bench with 4 fouls. Black and Davis in the backcourt for Arkansas. With Council, Mitchell, and Walsh on the floor. Walsh doing a good job tonight. Been a problem with the fouls against Walsh recently. He's only got 2 so far tonight. Been a hard time keeping him on the floor to the end of games. Council, tough 3 right in the face of Radford, and that's no good.
He's not a good enough three-point shooter to be taking guarded threes with some time left on the clock.
Way off, but another offensive rebound moves Radford. The crowd screaming that he was out of bounds. He's slow to get up. And the 2 officials, Staley and Lennox, getting together. Hey, college hoop lineup Saturday, ESPN and the app. Kansas and Iowa State tip-off today at noon Eastern in Ames. Then it's Auburn, Tennessee. And then number 1 Purdue against Indiana at 6:30. Let's kick off the Sonic Blockbuster. North Carolina and Duke at Cameron Indoor, followed by Florida and Kentucky at 8:30. So from noon until about 10:30, 11 at night, great college basketball. You heard the baseline crowd here at Bud Walton start to yell real loud when Radford went for that offensive rebound. And that probably is what they are looking at. Let's take a look. You got that right hand up right in the face of Anthony Black.
Yeah, there is contact there above the shoulders, and that's exactly what Bart Lennox and Doug Sermons and Don Daly have to weigh in on right there. That push, and that extension of that arm. They're going to say just a common foul, nothing there. We'll talk.
Jimmy's talking with Doug Sermons. There's a definite relationship that Jimmy has with the official Doug Sermons. The other day we did that game in Oklahoma and Jimmy handed the headset to Doug Sermons. I was just commenting on the unique relationship you and Doug seem to have established.
Yeah, we're very tight. They were looking at the dribble drive, they said, of 23 in Black. There's not much of a dribble there, but that's the only contact that you need to be looking at. And Black's head obviously gets popped back. And the officials' judgment, no foul, we play, and Arkansas falls asleep on the baseline, out of bounds under. Just completely fell asleep.
Devo Davis's alarm did not go off. He left it on silent. That's a buzzkill, miss your plane and everything.
Oh, man, that's tomorrow morning, you and I, right? So about 4:15 wake-up call.
What? Baseline Council, he just threw it away, and we're going to get a foul on Council.
Has put a bow on the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Those individual stars out of the SEC. How good was Kamwa against Texas, 27-8. Tolu Smith was unstoppable in their upset against TCU. And Kobe Brown, he's going to be in that conversation.
Has to be.
I think, for the SEC Player of the Year. He was terrific in that win against Iowa State. Those Saturday Stars were big in the SEC.
Brandon Miller probably in that conversation.
Yeah.
You mentioned the two guards here.
Shibwe, obviously.
For sure. Taylor, floater. No good. It's a good shot he had, and he just rattled around the rim. 9-point lead, Arkansas. 8:30 to go. Tough shot, count it. What an effort by Council, who hung, got hit, and made the basket.
Revy Black,
I should say.
Yeah, Black is so good because the defender went under the ball screen, which normally you take away the drive when you do. But not on Anthony Black because he's 6'7", and there's the reach in at the last second by Henry Coleman. Such a forceful big guard, again, that leads Arkansas in free throw attempts in conference play.
Anthony Black drops the free throw in. And again, Eric Musselman made it a point to talk about Black's knee injury against Baylor, how much it ballooned up the next day, and how hard he has worked to make sure he's on the floor playing nearly every minute. He's logged 29 tonight. The lead has grown to 12. Good hands-on defense. Ooh. And in the lane, Dexter Dennis is able to somehow beat the defense.
Anthony Black's been doing a good job defensively on this kid. Only his 7th point tonight. Anthony Black is the second best defender for Arkansas when he does not foul. That's what gets him in trouble.
Got it. That'll send this crowd to its feet. Davis an open three.
And it's all about the vision and the size and the strength of Anthony Black to throw a pass about 40 feet from one side of the floor to the other.
Foul on the drive on Radford. That will go against Black. And what a night Black's having, Jimmy. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
Well, he's working off that ball screen. He gets trapped, but again, his size and his strength and his poise to find his buddy Devo Davis for a backside bomb, and it was a big one. Hogs up.
Dallin Cuff, Jordan Cornette, making you aware of some good basketball on the ESPN Family Networks. Tyrese Proctor playing good ball for Duke.
Yeah, Duke was up 13. Wait came back. They are desperate for this win than Demon Deeks are, but Proctor's a big shot. Him and Jeremy Roach combined for 32 points right now.
Get your subscription over on ESPN Plus. KU thinking revenge. One of the best guards in all of basketball. DeJuan Harris with the lay-in. That's a good one on ESPN Plus. Kansas and Kansas State. Oscar Tshiebwe on the other side of this one, taking on Ole Miss, trying to strengthen that resume. Hey, Jimmy, I believe it's Harry High School, not High School Harry.
I hear you, Jordan. Well, the meaning of this ball game. Look at tonight, Kentucky and Ole Miss. They're in the last 4 in right now, according to Joe Lunardi. He's pretty accurate. And for Texas A&M, they are the first team on the outside looking in. And they have dug themselves a hole now with under 8 to go.
See the Kentucky game on ESPN. There are reports out there that Cason Wallace may not be in the lineup for the Wildcats tonight. A&M 9 of 19 from the free throw line, so 10 missed free throws. After Radford knocked that one down. Radford's got 17. Devo Davis up to 16 for Arkansas. They lead by 12, 7.5 to go.
The Aggies only 4 fouls this half. They can continue to be very aggressive defensively. They need stops. They need to score off their defense if they have a comeback in.
Yeah, Walsh threw that up. We're going to have a foul on Walsh. Offensive foul and a turnover there for Arkansas. They come up empty. A&M went into a zone on that defensive possession.
Devo Davis on Radford. Best defensive guard in this league, and gets smacked up top.
Coleman. Again, Mitchell. Both the brothers have been terrific in not fouling when A&M drives to the basket. And then a foul called against A&M. It'll be against Anderson Garcia, who basically has played about 4 minutes and has 4 fouls.
Just a really steady tandem, aren't they, the Twins tonight?
Yeah, they've been terrific. It's their birthday. What would you expect?
Yeah, good things happen, right? How many turnovers for Arkansas so far in this game, Ravi? 15 now? Man. They're just tight and clean with the ball right now. You can almost start counting possessions. A&M's going to be in a world of hurt.
Shooters are going to shoot. Devo Davis just shot another one, and he missed. He's now 4 of 8 from three-point land. Yeah, the other point to the turnovers is how many points get scored off of them. 14 of them, and that was a mistake by A&M.
One of the mistakes that you can't make when you're down 12 on the road, under 7 to go. Ravi, it just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look up, you think something, but you don't pass to a guess. You pass to certainty.
Is that like hope is not a plan?
Hope is never a plan. It's not a good one. Sprint out ball screen. Gets Black to his right hand. Reverse it one more.
6 in the shot clock. 2 men in the corner. Great swing pass. Black to Council. Rattles it in and out. Offensive rebound. Hustle, but out of bounds was Mitchell. Terrific pass by Anthony Black along that baseline.
So much value in a kid that's 6'7". That's why the NBA scouts love this kid, because he can make passes that other guys can't. A small guard who've been swallowed up with that baseline traffic. He reaches outside the traffic and fires a fastball to Council in the corner.
Taylor penetrates. High arcer and a foul. Mitchell picks up another one and a three-point play opportunity for Taylor.
Ravi, it's middle ball screen action. Now Texas A&M not great from the three-point line, so Arkansas could shrink that floor more than they are. But the floater ability to come off that ball screen, Arkansas goes high instead of getting underneath it. And Wade Taylor says thank you very much with a strong floater game.
Taylor 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and A&M continues to hang around at 10.
Normally a tempo press. This will be a little bit more aggressive. They fall back into their man. Arkansas with the lead is not going to attack that lag time between the zone press and then matching up in their man.
Black penetrates. Lost the ball, but it'll be sticking with the Hogs.
Does that make sense, lag time? When you're in a zone
Yes.
press, when you transition to man, there's 4 or 5 seconds of lag time there that, and a lot of times teams will get real aggressive during that gap.
Yeah. Sometimes we operate on lag time, you know?
And most of the time.
Right, exactly. Davis, ball fake, free throw line, jumper no good. And here's another chance to cut it down. 3 or 4. Coleman using that big, strong body. Help from behind. Ooh. And look at Council showing his displeasure with a call from Don Daly.
Quick hitter by Texas A&M. Just a transition ball screen that quickly got the offense going. And then the throwback to Coleman. I didn't see any contact by Council. Did you?
I did with the basketball.
Yeah, that was it.
Right?
I'm not even sure you got that.
Say this, it wasn't the foul that LeBron James was
No, it was not.
hit with when he was fouled and there was no call.
And Patrick Beverly gets a camera. And
Unbelievable.
shows it. That's Patrick Beverly. I watched that kid in here a lot of times, man. There's no back down, no fear, no anything other than fight out of Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, so Beverly takes a photographer's camera and shows the still image of the foul, which got him a technical.
As it should, but what a great team.
Means that he has read the film doesn't lie.
All right, we got the last half of that, so give us the first half again.
So you know what it means that Pat Bev grabbed that camera and showed the referee the evidence, right? That
Yeah,
means that he has gone to the bookstore
Yes.
and purchased
Yes.
the film doesn't lie.
Yep.
Or as we like to say on Super Tuesday, tape don't lie.
Yeah, moving pictures, still pictures, it doesn't lie.
Council, boy, it looked like he was going to shoot that. I think he is frustrated he didn't. He tried to throw an alley-oop to Walsh, and it's another turnover for Arkansas. Tough take, good block, Mitchell. Walsh nearly falls out of bounds. Great pass from Black to Council. Oh, wow! Coleman will quiet the crowd off of that highlight play. Started with the block by Mitchell. A terrific pass to Council, and then this.
Man, you won't see a better finish all week long. College ball or NBA, out in the open floor, just an explosion by Ricky Council to rock the rim. If you look up, it's still a 7-point game, and the Aggies at the line.
Coleman just puts up big numbers. 14 rebounds, 18 points.
And where's the half-court offense to come from? They've gone over 3 minutes now without a field goal made from their offense. They scored off their defense. Watch out.
Look out.
Wow.
Kept inbounds, and the fast break leads to a flush on the other end by Dexter Dennis. The hustle of Coleman pays off, and it's a punch back from A&M. All started by a bad pass from Anthony Black.
So the Aggies know what's at stake in this game, and so does Arkansas. It's a huge game for both clubs. Ricky Council just with a lot of pop inside that jersey, but there's the answer by the Aggies. Still a game, 4:10 to go on the Hill.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Fireworks in the last 2 minutes. High-flying dunk by Ricky Council on a terrific pass from Anthony Black. All set up by another Mitchell block. But Dexter Dennis had ideas of his own.
Was another lazy pass by Devo Davis against what has been a tempo press, but now they bait you into it and eat it up. And there's the answer by Dexter Dennis. You look up, what looked like a very secure Arkansas lead, now down to 4 with 4:10 to go.
Little run here by the Aggies. Eric Musselman looked at his guys and said, stop fouling. We have to finish at the rim. Stop turning the basketball over. There was great communication between the guards, Devo Davis and Ricky Council, having a very long conversation about A&M's terminology as they're bringing the ball down the floor. And then Musselman stopped, looked at his guys, and just smiled at them. He goes, we good? Fight for the win. Let's go get this win.
I like it. Now you have to collectively delete distractions this time of the year.
Council hangs, offensive rebound, whoa, and a foul. Jordan Walsh has put in some very big minutes off the pine tonight. He's in double figures.
For minutes played, I trust Walsh on the offensive glass probably as much as any Razorback, but this time of the year, Brad, you got to have a tight inner circle, delete distractions even at times in your timeout, and make sure the message is singular, loud, and clear. Must start talking to his guys continually throughout this game. Continue to battle on the glass. Walsh answers.
Jordan Cornette, Dallin Cuff updating you, K-State, Kansas. Look, Kansas, no drop-off after that performance in Lexington.
They got their rival who beat them a couple weeks ago. In transition, Clemens hits a 3. They got 10 points off turnovers as well. The most points they've hung on anybody in the first half this year.
Jacob Toppin, a lot of talent in that family. After Wake Duke, catch Kentucky and Ole Miss. 8 minutes away from tip-off there. And, of course, Indiana and Maryland. My wife will be locked in for this one. 8.5 minutes away from tip-off. Trace Jackson Davis has been as good as anybody in the land, Carl and Jimmy.
Yes, he has. That's an interesting Big Ten, projecting 9 or 10 teams out of that league. Only 2 ranked teams. And Purdue is, they're going to be tested, but I would like for them to be playing. You're looking at a national championship, getting that Big 12 or the SEC this year where there's multiple ranked teams on your schedule left. Not the case for Purdue right now in the Big Ten. If the Big Ten's going to win a national championship for the first time since 2000, a lot of pressure on the Boilermakers to deliver.
All right, 6-point game, 70-64, 3:30 to go. A&M needing a win. They are the top line of the first 4 out. Another block there by Mitchell. Marble fires one up. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with A&M. Tenacious on the offensive glass. But a huge game for both teams. Arkansas 3-5 in conference. And A&M off to a terrific start. Still very much in contention to win the regular season. But more importantly, perhaps big picture eye on the field of 64. 11 blocks for Arkansas tonight. Easy one missed That time by Dexter Dennis. Easy, easy layup, and they missed it. Circle that.
And that rim protection by Mitchell against Marble in this game has been huge. Marble grabbing with only 8 points. There's been big bodies banging, making life difficult for Marble to get good, clean looks. Keep that ball moving.
Look out. Good deal. Davis jumped high as Mitchell threw that out. They're at midcourt with 5. Council step back launch. Short. Mitchell. No! And he missed an easy one. Taylor right to the hole, challenges him, and the 12th block of the night for the Razorbacks.
What a job by Mikal Mitchell. Again, to sprint back, because that ball's coming with speed, man. For him to get back in front of the ball and erase an automatic 2. Those are kind of game-saving plays defensively that you look back on.
How about the last 3 shots at the rim? 2 easy ones missed, and then a big block by Mitchell. Devo Davis, 2 seconds on the shot clock. The runner, no good. And that's out of bounds off the hand of Anthony Black.
Watch Mitchell on the sprint to get ahead because Wade Taylor brought that thing with speed, but 22 and White determined to get to the front of the rim before the ball does. And man, that is the key in transition defense.
Mikal Mitchell has 7 blocks, Jimmy. 7 for Mikal Mitchell. 10 blocks between the 2 brothers on their birthday. 3 balls short. And the rebound, fought for, kept alive by A&M. Another one short. Mitchell with a rebound. But Coleman, who's so strong, ended up shooting going away from the basket.
Yeah, they are shooting over a wall every time on the inside is Texas A&M.
And a hard take by Council will send him to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I like that aggressive push by Council. Arkansas has struggled in their half-court offense the last few minutes in this game. And you look up and you have a chance to run with numbers with 135, 140 to go, take it.
Ricky Council after his 16th and 17th point. Most of them have come from 2-point range. He's 1 of 7 from deep. And he's made both free throw attempts that he's had, and he makes another one.
It's interesting, the spin on Council's free throw is really pretty good.
Pretty good.
But the jump shots, and especially the three-point ball, gets a little bit too much of that left hand involved. Watch his spin here on this free throw. He's going to line that thing up, and that's really good spin.
The left hand stays where it usually should. They have an open 3. Taylor, no good. He'll get it again. He'll shoot it again. And he'll knock it down. Another offensive rebound keeps this game close with 1:27 to go. Taylor had 2 chances. Knocked down his 13th, 14th, and 15th point.
Good
Couple
job.
of desperate teams, Jimmy.
Well, it is, and desperate effort by Radford to keep the ball alive, to tip it out to his buddy Wade Taylor, who shot fakes and then sidesteps into a 3 to keep game pressure on Arkansas. Now the full court pressure that's been a tempo press for the most part of this game for Texas A&M is now going to come with some heat. Extend that thing, probably pick up point about the 84-foot mark if you're Texas A&M.
Taylor, Radford, and Coleman have 50 of A&M's 67 points. They hand it off to Davis, who quickly gets it away to Council, and we're going to get a block down the other end on A&M, and that's going to send to the free throw line Devo Davis. Taylor and Davis kind of having a few words with each other. They both are smiling after this.
Well, when Davis gives it up, Wade Taylor tries to take a contact off the ball, but Doug Sermon says Wade Taylor's not set. Had he been set, that's a foul. Devo Davis Saturday defensively was just, he wore the same jersey as Adam Flagler every time he was assigned to Adam Flagler, the second leading scorer for Baylor. And Flagler walked away in that game. Although Baylor won, he got a taste of Devo Davis. He was 1 out of 11 from the field. And Davis continues to be a guy that can take your best offensive player out of the game.
Would have fit right in on Nolan Richardson's
Oh my
teams,
gosh,
wouldn't he?
yes. Absolutely.
So 1 of 2. 6-point game. And Buzz Williams runs up to basically the midcourt to say, we need a timeout here, and he gets it from Bart Lennox. 72% from the free throw line. They've missed 5 tonight, Arkansas. It's been a struggle all year, but tonight they've done a decent job, and that's allowed them to maintain this lead because A&M has missed 10 free throws.
Devo Davis would have been a star for Nolan Richardson, Eddie Sutton. I mean, both those guys always played their toughest defensive guards major minutes. And Davis, not a pure three-point shooter, but just finds a way to make big ones, it seems to me. Gets on the offensive glass. You got to live with his mistakes. Now, has he had some careless turnovers in this game? Yes. He's also had the courage to knock down the 3-ball that's helped Arkansas right now with this lead. Devo Davis, 4 out of 8 from the 3-point line. His shooting percentage has really gone up over the last month. And every Arkansas coach will tell you, no one's in the gym more than this kid right now in the past month.
How important was it for him to be playing basketball at Arkansas?
He committed as soon as they offered. I believe they offered him, Arkansas did, in his high school cafeteria with his mom, and before the question was fully asked, he said yes. This is a Jacksonville, Arkansas kid that completely is all in on that Arkansas uniform. There's great value in this state for guys that understand that.
Here's what Nolan Richardson said about him. He's always been one of my all-time favorites, one of the few in the country who plays so hard on both ends of the floor. He's relentless. Those are the kind of guys who win you championships. And you can feel the home court advantage here with the crowd on its feet. With $1:17 to go and A&M inbounding in good hands, nearly forces a turnover from Black. Radford misses a layup. They have missed a handful of layups, and a foul looks like it's going to be called against Dexter Dennis.
Set play on the side out of bounds, though, by Buzz Williams to get his best guard going with that strong left hand. And you're right, Arkansas has done a good job of keeping bodies in front of Texas A&M when they've gotten the ball to the rim, especially in the second half.
Arkansas on the season, and this is where you have to win your games at home and get as many as you can on the road in difficult environments. The Hogs are 11-1 at home and away 0-5, 3-1 on neutral site games, 0-5 away from home. Mitchell's free throw, he can do no wrong tonight. 7 blocks for Mikel Mitchell. And between he and his brother, 15 points. Missed the free throw there. Stolen away. And wouldn't you know it, it's Anthony Black.
Yeah, because you got the offensive rebound. There should have been 20, a reset to 20, correct? No, actually Texas A&M got possession and then a steal.
Yep. Yeah, it was a turnover, so we can hear Doug Sermons telling Jimmy we're going to reset it to 30.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a live ball turnover because the Aggies got possession. That shot clock should have been reset to 30.
Jimmy, A&M has been a little sloppy down the stretch. They've missed layups. They've turned the ball over.
There's 1 minute to play.
And the final minute, a foul on Black. Let's go back to Jordan in the studio.
Is underway. You can find that on the app. Upon the conclusion of this one, we'll get you over to ESPN2 for some Big Ten action. Bring us home, Carl and Jimmy.
Traffic cop Jordan Cornette back there directing traffic.
I like it. Very confident with his directions, was he not?
Yeah. Black, his 9th point. He's got 9. Council and Davis 17 each. Walsh a terrific game with 12. Mikel Mitchell, though, 13 rebounds, 7 blocks.
Yeah. Ravi, I'm with you. It's still to be determined about Nick Smith. But there's enough stuff left for Arkansas to get hot and get on a run like they have done under Muss in the month of February. You look out there with those 5-star recruits, the twins that have rotated in now and become a force around that rim, the experience of Devo Davis, and just the huge Valentine that he plays with. Arkansas 49 seconds away to get into 4 and 5.
Well, Anthony Black is such a complete player.
Yes, he is.
Tonight, 10 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
He is all of 6'7", 0 in white is, with great leg strength. Ball hits the rim right there, and then who's it go out of bounds off of?
You want to be an official and make that decision in the moment? That's one of the beauties of instant replay. That was impossible to tell whose fingers they came off with. But again, to A&M with the turnovers late, Jimmy, and they are 1 for their last 10 field goals.
Well, Arkansas's defense has been good, and Texas A&M, they live in the lane. They live in downhill drives, and Arkansas has done a better job of keeping them squared up than have a second defender throw some resistance at guys like Radford and Wade Taylor.
Chance for Arkansas, though, with regards to that Baylor game in which all the statistics would suggest they should have won that game, and they didn't. The chance here to win a game late, close, on your home floor.
Hey, Rav, I want to say this about Texas A&M before we finish up. I salute them for their effort to get here tonight, because they could have played the card of we can't get there or we need to postpone the game to Wednesday. Instead, they find a bus in Wichita at the last second, drive to Tulsa, spend the night last night. I was talking to their assistants as they were making the drive to Tulsa, and they ate last night at a Chipotle and a McAllister's somewhere there in South Wichita, and then found their way to Fayetteville about 11 a.m. No shoot around today. They come here, they play the game. They'll go back home tonight, hopefully, but that's not the norm. There's a lot of teams who would have found a way to say, hey, we're not ready. We got to postpone this thing, but not Texas A&M. That should not go unnoticed.
Good point. What a block. It continues a block party for Arkansas. And everybody into the act. Ricky Council.
Arkansas does not give up on the drive in the second half. Even when they've played from behind, the relentless pursuit of the ball from behind has been really impressive. The overall length of Arkansas defensively, Ravi, is a problem to play against because of those type of plays right there.
They have 13 blocks as a team tonight. That shot is missed. Council goes up and grabs the rebound. And it's been a birthday block party for the two Mitchells as they celebrate the birthday. They've had 10 of the 13 blocks.
I like the change in Musselman to start the second half going with both those two bigs. And they've been active. They've played heavy minutes without fouling, which Mekhi Mitchell has fouled out, I believe, in 3 of the 8 SEC games coming in. I'm sure Eric Musselman will be the first to say the Twins on their birthday, probably their best overall performance as Razorbacks.
Absolutely. But you're right about that length, too. Walsh is another guy, and you showed one of his great offensive rebounds and putbacks. He's got a 7'3" wingspan, which is the same wingspan as Nikolai Jokic. That's the NBA guy who's terrific.
No, I know who he was.
All right. I didn't know if you would, if it was a Harry thing there for a minute, or you were locked in on Nikolai.
Well, I'm getting ready to head to Gainesville, Florida to see the number 2 team in the country, Tennessee, tomorrow night. And I trust that team when they step on the floor on the defensive end as Wade Taylor sticks one. Rick Barnes has himself a squad that's built to go a long ways in March.
You're going to be all right without your right-hand buddy there. We had Kennedy Dykes sit at the table with us tonight.
The great Kennedy Dykes.
Yeah, absolutely.
She
and
actually
not traveling, I assume. Are we going to have school? Like, are we going to do school tomorrow in Arkansas?
No, there's no. Yeah, lean in. Here, come here.
Lean in with the no school in Arkansas when there's an inch of snow.
I tried to have her help me tonight. I said keep track of who Devo Davis is guarding. And at halftime, we looked down, the paper was still blank. But other than that, she's done a phenomenal job. The great Kennedy Dykes beside us tonight.
She's lifted the spirits of everybody at this desk, I can tell you that. And nearly got pancaked by Coleman on a loose ball here. So she got up close and personal.
She did a pretty good job of keeping me up on who Devo was assigned to. That's a compliment again when Devo Davis is guarding you. You wear it as a badge of honor.
Black misses. Arkansas up by 9. And it looks like 9 unless Devo Davis wants to do that. Will be the end. He goes down. They win by 11. 81-70 your final score. Big win for Arkansas. A&M to 7-2 in the conference, and we'll see if this starts a February for Arkansas like the last two in which they go a combined 13-1. Derek Mobley's our director. Scott Matthews is our producer. For Marty Smith, Jimmy Dykes, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Carl Ravitch. The Hogs protect home court, win it by 11. We now go to the Xfinity Center. Brian Custer and Robbie Hummel. So long, everybody.